Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're looking at a Ram 1500 Bighorn Sport. I'm going to show you guys what $63,000 buys you with a new Ram. Before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Dodge Ram here in Heber for giving me some time with this truck. I'll include a link to the website in the description down below. Also include a link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a twin-turbo 3-liter inline-6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 17 around town and then 24 on the highway, with power outputs being 420 horsepower and then 469 pound-feet of torque. Before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So this Bighorn obviously is finished in white, bright white at that. But you guys can see that there's a lot of cool contrast with this. So obviously the hood just all white, but we do have the new chrome 1500 SST badges. And then I love the new headlight design. And by the way, the Rams, or at least the Bighorns, they got LED lights. Look at that. It's a nice feature. Notice how this is all white, but then the center is blacked out. You got chrome on the Ram logo. Got the blacked out recovery points. You got fog lights. And so overall, I mean, for a Bighorn, I think it's a good looking truck. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 275 by 55 by 20 in the front and over in the rear. And you guys can see here with the wheels, again, chrome with the finish. And then you got those big fender flares there. Ram logo. This is cool with the mirror, how it's all blacked out. And then if we take a few steps back, see the fender flares and everything kind of all comes in. And then here is your full side view with the Ram. And then if you are wondering, the Bighorn, just like other Rams, does come with the multi-link setup in the back. And then here's a quick look at the key fob. We have our lock and unlock function. We've got the remote start function, and then the Ram logo on the back. And popping into said rear, you can see there's a decent amount of storage space here in the back. 5.5 foot, or 5'7" bed rather, not 5.5 feet. A little bit more than that. No bed line or anything like that. And then the tailgate is pretty easy to lift up. I like this new Ram tailgate with the big logo and everything. It just makes the truck look a little bit fancier. You can see the new taillight design. Still have the dual exhaust tips there in the back, but yeah, that's the rear. Now taking a look at the door panel in the back, you've got this trim that goes across with the cloth trim, and then you can see the stitching and all of that, the little handle there. And then here are the seats, cloth all down the center section. And then we've got the ice buckets with this. You got this grab handle to help out with getting in. And then legroom back here, pretty solid. Got a little storage pocket. We've got kind of more of that cool trim with the cup holders, your vents here at the bottom as well. Now taking a look at the front door panel, we've got soft touch here at the top. Blind spot ring with the mirrors. You've got this trim and then the cloth trim, and then the stitching goes across. Front two window controls are automatic. You got your power folding mirror function as well. Payload capacity on this truck is 1,595 pounds. And here's the front seat. Look at that cloth trim. It's pretty nice. Power adjustments on the side. We've got our pedal adjustment here, parking brake, light controls with the fog light and the cargo light. Steering wheel is manually adjustable. Now here's a quick look at the steering wheel. You can see nice soft touch trim all around. We do have radio controls on the back of the steering wheel. We also have our gear limiter here. You've got your adaptive cruise control that it looks like that might be standard on the Rams now. I've noticed it on a lot of these trucks. And then we've got the standard gauge cluster here, so mostly analog, but you do have a screen in the center which you can see different bits of info on the truck. In reverse, we do have a backup camera with trajectory to turn with the steering wheel. You also have that zoom function as well with the camera system. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, response time is pretty quick with the screen. I feel like it goes to the different tabs at a pretty decent pace. I like the trim up top. You can see a little 12 volt there. Alpine sound system with this. And then we actually still have a bunch of physical controls. So for the radio, for the climate, single zone climate in this, heated seats, heated steering wheel. And then you've got analog controls for the tow haul mode, your parking sensors, stability control, trailer brake controls. And then yeah, we do still have the dial shifter here, but notice the Bighorn's got the advanced 4-wheel drive system there with 4-wheel auto, 4-wheel high, and 4-wheel low. Auto stop start too. And then this one has the center console. You can see we've got some USB ports there, a little outlet down below, but it slides backwards and forwards. We've got this giant armrest up top, got storage inside here, little measuring charts, and then Bighorn there in the glove box, pretty cool. But yeah, got the double glove box set up, and then we do have a power sliding rear window, and then no sunroof. Now here's a quick look at the window sticker. You guys can see 2025 Ram Bighorn. This one has the 21Z package, protection group, so it's got the skid plates, sport appearance package, level 1, 392 axle ratio, 33 gallon tank, Alpine sound system, 20-inch wheels. Anyways, $63,160 is the total MSRP on this Bighorn. Let's see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility over the hood, both the mirrors, do a blind spot ring, and throughout the rear. Let us set off. See what it feels like to drive $63,000. So I know I'm gonna get comments talking about the price, which, I mean, that's a big part of this video. But let's quickly start off by talking about the competition, because Ford and General Motors, and even Toyota to an extent now, aren't really any more affordable. The only one that's more affordable is Nissan, but they're going the way of the dodo with the Titan. 24 is the last year for the Titan, but you could get like a Nissan Titan Pro 4X, pretty loaded up for like, I think it's mid 60, like 65, so just a couple grand more. So that's the only one that's the oddball out. But I mean, Ford F-150, your XLT at this price point, same as Bighorn. With Chevy, you're either RST or LT, and with those packages, the price is going to depend on the engine you have. Chevy has a bunch of different engine options, so that kind of makes things a little bit more variable there. And so, and then, you know, with Toyota, I guess you could be a little bit less, because if you get like an SR5 with the TRD Sport package, or you get an SR5 Premium, I think that's pretty, I would say that an SR5 Premium or a TRD Sport is pretty similar in terms of how nice it is with this truck. Ooh, Ferrari hatchback. That's always cool to see. It sounds good too. But yeah, the point I'm trying to make is it's priced, I'm not saying it's inexpensive, but it's priced, you know, pretty similar to the competition. I love this engine so much, this new engine. Again, it doesn't sound as good as the Hemi. I did the comparison, this versus the Hemi. Sound isn't there, but it's just a nice drive. This powertrain's very smooth, and I did a test the other day with, actually, I think the same exact truck, funny enough. Drove over to Park City, and it just performs so well over the mountains and everything. This new powertrain, it's torquey. It's really torquey. Doesn't sound great though. I'm interested to see what this sounds like in the Ram RHO, because that's supposed to be kind of like your performance truck, right? So it's supposed to sound cooler on that. We'll see. But you take away the sound, and it's nice. Drives well. I think I've mentioned though, this is, again, the reliability. Who knows if it's gonna be reliable or not? We'll just have to see. We'll just have to wait. But if it's reliable, I think that I would rather have this over, and I did that EcoBoost versus Hurricane comparison. I think I'd rather have this over the EcoBoost. It doesn't have the same rumble as the EcoBoost, but like the one that's a harder choice for me is actually Toyota's hybrid V6. The regular, you know, Toyota V6, that's a nice engine, but the hybrid one is really appealing because Toyota's so good at hybrid technology, so, you know, that part of it's reliable. But Toyota's V6 has kind of had some issues. Not massive, but it's had some issues, so that's a concern there. But yeah, putting it all together, Ram Bighorn over $60,000. Who would have thought? But I just don't know if these truck prices in general are sustainable, because everyone's asking this amount of money for these trucks, but I just don't know if the people that actually buy them are going to be willing to pay the prices for them. Because when I think of a Bighorn, I think of like everyman, you know, the everyman's Ram. And so the average person here in the US makes less than 50 grand a year. Single individual, household income's a little bit higher. Well, more than a little bit. It's like $70-something thousand. So asking, if you take your average family of 4, asking a family of 4 that makes 70 grand a year to spend $63,000 on a pickup truck, I just think it's a little bit of a stretch. So let me know what you guys think about the Bighorn, and let me know what you think about current truck pricing.